Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here. Welcome to some Elite Dangerous. Now, this has been out a little while on the sort of pre-alpha, and one of the main factors really I sort of didn't jump on at the early stages because of the pre-alpha. The cost, it was rather high. That was only limiting factor really. It was nothing to do with the actual game mechanics I thought that put me off. It was just purely that one scenario really. And I think on the 30th, like many games at the moment, seem to be going live on that day as well. They're going into a different stage of alpha anyway, so that's a good thing. The prices will drop and there's other packages there as well. But anyway, look, the reason I'm doing this today, very kindly, Mako gave me his login basically. Take a look, which is great of him. So thank you very much. Now, I've had a quick playthrough, and you know, it's been interesting. Been interesting trying it out. It took me a little while to sort of get used to it. And I'll take you through some of the sort of things you get, you know, out of the box as such. And there's some good mechanics there. Some of them are actually mechanics I'm not saying they're familiar. I can see like the heat sort of dissipation thing. It's almost very similar to MechWarrior Online. Very similar, to the point where, yeah, very, very similar. Which I can show you now. We'll have a look inside. Okay, so this is basically where you start in this sort of in the pre-alpha section. You get sort of around about 7 or 8 sort of missions you can fly through. Now, obviously the center cursor's point of travel. I don't know if you can see there faintly there. I'm going to move up now, but you can see that arrow going up and down now. So basically, how you control the ship, other than the, you know, obviously the arrow keys, which I'm using the mouse and keyboard, which is obviously not ideal, but I planned to make the video today and I didn't have a controller or stick, so just had to make the best of it. This is not about my flying skills, it's just showing, you know, what you get, guys. Now, obviously, look, the further I move that, the darker it gets, the more I move it, the more fierce the movement, and I can control. It's actually quite nice. I found it really nice to look for fine movements. I want to do really fine movements now. You can just feather it like that. It's quite nice, actually. It took me about 2 or 3 games to really identify that and then sort of get a good understanding on how that actually works. Now, inside the ship, you do have a free look, which you can press the center mouse, in my case, but I'm sure if you're using sticks or something else, then, you know, you have something different. Obviously, you can look around as well, so if you're being attacked from different directions. You've also got 2 sides you can look, and I actually really like this, guys. This is one of the things I really liked. I like the fact that you maintain the field of view right now. So I've got full field of view. And what I haven't got is anything restricting my view, i.e., you know, between the windows and the outside. So I've got full vision. And then what I can actually do is I can look to this direction. And on this direction, I've got, you know, different types of information. It's going to be navigation and all that sort of stuff on that side. And then on the opposite side, I have my, basically my shields and my, basically where the power is actually distributed. Everything is based on heat, basically. It's very similar. If you've played MechWarrior Online, you know what I mean. Basically, you can basically change things here. Obviously, it's going to affect the heat, total amount of heat output you're going to have, and you have a total amount of power you can allocate. The fire groups are basically very, like I said, this is very similar to MechWarrior Online as well, where you can basically assign weaponry to different buttons or different fire groups. So you can have like fire group 1 can be my 2 cannons, and fire. And, you know, this button here can be my missile. So it gives you that versatility. So whatever you load on the ship, you can come in the fire groups and change it. And at the same time, let's just say you're doing something in a minefield. You don't want to use both of the weapons. You can come in there and just basically reassign them. So you're only using 1 or 2, whatever, you know, whatever your preference is. Now, just the way I looked away, come back there, I was probably going to hit that rock. Now, one thing I'm still not having 100% confident with is obviously the navigational system, the 3-dimensional sort of navigation system. It is a little bit odd because you've got this 360 degrees rotation. It can get a little bit confusing when you're working with objects quite close. Sometimes an object can actually be 2 seconds away, and you know you're trying to identify where it is. In this case, if you look at it now, I've basically put myself center with the actual object I want to go for. Obviously, I can't see the object actually in front of me now, so I'm going to go up. There it is right in front of me there. Now, so basically you have a sort of, you could call it a warp jumping system. Basically, to use it, you can't be near anything that's got a gravitational pull. You've got to be, and obviously you can't be anything like near rocks as well. But that's not really, I don't really need to show that today. Let's arm your weapons. You can just press one of the mouse buttons, and once they're actually armed, you actually can't use your, let's say, your jump system. So what we're going to do now is we also got the option of actually locking targets as well, which I'm just about to press the key. If I can actually see anything. There we go. I had the wrong button pressed there. We can lock targets. Now, obviously, I've got no missiles here. All I've got here today with me is basic weaponry, which is just literally cannons. And this is only like the very simple sort of stage. Basically, you've just got to go around destroying all the targets. Now, you can propulsion. You can actually see your heat there as your heat's generating 10%, 11%. Generate a bit more heat now. The optimal, it says actually in the menu as you log in, the optimal speed for navigation is actually 50%. So, and I find that it's quite. I want to say slow pace. Maybe that's the wrong word. I wouldn't say slow pace. No. The speed the ships, even when you're in combat, the combat is not as fast as what I would have thought combat would have been. It does seem a little slow. I don't know if that's something that's going to be changed or not. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It's personal preference at the end of the day. I just thought it was a little bit odd. There's one down. Let's see if we got any. Can't see any more. I can see one in the distance there. I'm going to go a bit closer. Target that one. I like the controls. I like this little arrow thing, guys. I know this is probably not the perfect scenario if, you know, you're using sticks or something like that, but in this scenario, when I'm using this now, it's very good. I do like it. As you can see, you feel like it's pretty accurate. You just move towards the target. It works very well. So I might have a couple more there as well. Possibly. There's always one more left. Oh, there's two. Move towards it. Looks like it's directly behind me. No point using any major propulsion. So maybe reverse up a little bit. That didn't work, did it? It does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's like any game really. I mean, I've only played like for 20 minutes, half an hour, not even that, I don't even think. Just sort of flying around. The hardest thing I found was really this map thing, really. But, you know, like I said, maybe it takes a bit of time. That's it. When it's on the flat, it's just a bit difficult getting in there, but let's have a look. I'll show what I mean on the next target. See, the target at the moment sits high. See the stick coming out the top. So I want to get the stick flat. So look, when it's high, gives you a bit of an idea. I'm looking at the one behind me here, guys. And then when I'm on level, on the same playing field, so that means if I'm on the same playing field, it's either directly to the left or right. Seems a little bit tough, doesn't it? We could try some collision, guys. And let's try some collision. Let's do a bit of collision. Failing's not a major issue here, because we haven't looked at the damage system yet. I don't want to go too berserk here. Now, every time you come obviously near to a collision, it gives you some sort of warning. We don't want to go too wild, but we're going to just have a bit of a whack. So hopefully that wasn't too bad. There we go. You can actually see now that I think my shields are actually totally gone, and there is a sort of regeneration anyway, which takes a little bit of time. See if we can do some more damage. Go too fast. Does it fast. Didn't want to totally evade that really, but anyway. Let's head back towards the targets. Now, it's like most, I mean, it does take, there's no doubt about it, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but I've no doubt once you've been doing it for a little while that actually, do you know what, pretty straightforward. You can see the targets because they're on flat now. They're flat with a disc. Oh, there we are. Success. Scenario list. So that's sort of the general sort of flying and you know, that's the basics. Going back to the raw elements of it, maneuverability and stuff like that. Just takes a little bit of time getting used to. When I actually first played and I flied around, I thought, oh, I'm not too sure about this. And once you sort of get used to it, it's yeah, it's quite enjoyable actually. This one it does get a little bit more tricky, but we'll give it a go. First thing I'm going to do is get all my guns out. Now, do I have missiles in this one? I don't think I do. He's saying he's over that way. So I want to keep him online, which I'm not at the moment. Now I am. Can't see him. Combat's odd. Combat's strange. Like I said, it's not as fast paced as I thought. Seems to be slow speed. Seems to be a slightly better idea. He might be on the... Oh, there he is. Yeah, no, he's behind me now. B just... He's turning as well, which is not good. Approaching. There he is. See, my aiming's absolutely terrible, guys. Actually, I did alright with the mouse, considering. I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. Come on. He's on. He doesn't look healthy now. Oh. Energy signature. He went that way, look. Follow the traces now. Just to give him a bit of a heads up of where he went. You want to sort of stay on the tail. As soon as they get behind you, it's like... I'm not saying it's game over, but once it's very difficult to lose someone when they're behind you, that's what I found. Yay! Man down. Obviously, once you're dealing with, once you're dealing with something, a target, which is a lot harder than that, then you know things do get a lot trickier. Seems nice and easy like that. Now, look, guys. I mean, I can carry on going through them all and sort of give you the general idea. But like I said, I sort of like it. I like it. I think there's a lot more for it to come, and I've seen in the other pre-alpha builds as well. Once you go through the whole lot. You know, once the star system's there, the full universe, then I think that actually there'd be a lot more to do, because then obviously you can start delivering stuff, you know, you're going to come under attack a lot, you've got to rank yourself up, you know, and once obviously the more multiplayer aspect of it's there, I think it'd be pretty cool. I think the major difference that I can see between this and something like Star Citizen is, you know, Star Citizen, you're actually first-person shooting on the deck. Do you know what I mean? You can get boarding parties and stuff like that. That's the difference. And this is more... At the moment, later on down the line, obviously that could possibly change. At the moment, this is more like you're actually in the cockpit and you're picking things up and dropping things off, and more that aspect of it. Where I think in Star Citizens, it's almost like you exist as a human being more than rather than a ship. But as I say, I mean, things will probably change further on down the line. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's each their own, but you can't limit yourself to one game and say, oh, that's the game at the end of the day. You've got to be versatile, because there's no two games that are ever going to be the same. It's like chalk and cheese. I mean, you can't really compare DayZ and Rust. You know, the two, you know, when you're on face value, they might have a similar genre, but they don't necessarily the same game. You know, some people enjoy one, some people enjoy the other. And I think it's definitely going to be worth trying this, but I would suggest at this point in time, until the price sort of drops down, I'll probably wait until, you know, the game maybe comes out and then buy it then, or wait until the pre-alpha prices drop to, maybe it's just a little bit more affordable to the average person, you know. That's my thinking. I mean, if we could get into this in an early alpha for 25, 30, maybe $40, maybe. But then saying that, the game on sale is probably going to come out around about $35, $40 anyway. So catch-22. But like I said, I think for me, I'm probably going to wait until a little bit longer, further on down the line. There's just so many other games coming out, guys, at the moment. Over these next sort of, you know, few days, I mean, I'll probably have enough games to play for the next 6 months. So, but this is definitely going to be a game that I'm going to be playing. Is it going to be a game I'm going to buy? 100%, yeah. There's no doubt about it. It's got some great assets to it, and I really want to see the direction of the game. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.